what happened.
When the shots rang out in Butler Township, one man immediately dove to protect his wife and daughters. Corey Comparator put himself between the bullets and his family, and one of those 8 bullets fired struck Corey in the head. As America watched Secret Service scramble to protect former President Trump, Corey was taking his last breath.
He definitely was a hero. He saved his wife, he saved his child, and he was just the best guy. He was just the best.
1 month later, his widow, Helen Comparator, decided to talk exclusively with Pittsburgh's Action News 4 about what happened that day and about the love of her life.
He was just a wonderful man, and I just want everybody to, try not to remember him as the man that was shot at the rally. Just try to remember Corey as, he was a great man that was a great father. He was a great husband.
Helen and Corey married 29 years ago. They were childhood sweethearts. They started dating as sophomores in high school.
It was Valentine's Day. Corey showed up at my house with a dozen of red roses. So we just started dating. I said, "Does this mean we're dating?" He said, "Yeah, I think so." I said, "Okay."
They eventually married and had 2 daughters, Allison and Kaylee. They were also at the rally with their parents that day. They said their dad was thrilled to be going to see Trump in person for the very first time. When the shots rang out, Corey yelled for them to get down, and as he pushed Allison out of the way, a bullet struck him.
I was the one that my dad threw down. As he was throwing me down, that was when he was shot, and he ended up falling onto me. And I don't remember hearing any other shots. I don't remember feeling any other shots because, in that moment, I was just, like I said before, I was trying to take care of him. I was really confused when he was on me, and I had turned around I was confused, and I went, "Dad." And when I turned is whenever he fell down, and that's when I started screaming, and I was instantly, I was trying to keep him from bleeding.
I started screaming, but in my head I kept saying, wake up, this is a dream, wake up. And then you realize it's not a dream, and you feel like your whole world is just over.
But Helen doesn't want Corey to be remembered for this tragedy. At 16 years old, he became a volunteer firefighter and eventually a fire chief. He loved his 2 rambunctious Doberman pinschers. But his passion was bass fishing, and she shared with us his favorite fishing spot, a place they went every weekend together, even in the rain.
His answer always was, "Well, the fish are wet, they don't care."
But they told me most of all, he was the best girl dad.
He would put my hair in braids if I wanted my hair in braids, and when I was doing competitive cheer, he was the cool dad because he could do back handsprings. So, and as soon as everybody got wind of that, it was, he had all these little girls begging him to go up and do these back handsprings on the tumble track.
Corey's firefighter gear was displayed at the Republican National Convention, which was a special honor.
That was an honor. That was a big honor. Yeah, that was a big honor. I'll tell you why. All day at the rally, my husband kept saying, "He's going to call me up on stage. You're going to hear him. He's going to say, 'Corey, come on up here. Corey, get up here.'" He was just joking, obviously, but he kept saying that. "You're going to get up. He's going to call me up on stage." And we were all like, there's his moment. He's up on stage. So, yeah, he got his moment on stage.
People across the country have sent their support and prayers. There have been prayer shawls, wind chimes, and so many cards.
Tears are flowing from Americans and other countries.
A GoFundMe has raised millions of dollars for the family, but as grateful as Helen is for the money and the support, she knows it will never bring Corey back.
I talk to him anyway, and the only thing that ever comes out of my mouth is, "I'm sorry this happened to you." But I know he would want me to get to the bottom of it. I know he would.
To get answers to what happened, she's hired an attorney to help her find answers and get justice.
I want justice for my husband, and I'm going to get it.
They specifically want answers from security at the rally.
I just want them to know that I really think my dad's blood is on their hands, and I hope they wake up every day thinking about what they took from our family, because we have to wake up every day and see that image of our father in our head, and no child should ever have to see that.
Michelle Wright, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.